in October. I think I have the first OK.
Was that you? You were actually like the legit first OK groomer person?
I am the first OK groomer. That's right. And
wow.
And then I did a series of podcasts I've titled Groomer Schools. There are 4 of them. The most recent one I did just a few weeks ago, released a few weeks ago, where I read through a paper talking about Drag Queen Story Hour. And I'm not okay with Drag Queen Story Hour. I'm not okay with groomers. I'm not okay with whether this is sexual grooming or ideological cult grooming. And so I called this out, and Media Matters couldn't handle this after a number of months. I didn't know. Apparently, they changed the rule on Twitter back in February without telling anybody that they had made this an explicit rule, that you can't call protected classes of people, whom I assume they mean are the T's and the Q's, because most LBs and G's are against the grooming thing. So you can't call a T or a Q within the alphabet people, and maybe probably most of the pluses, if I had to guess. You can't call those people groomers on Twitter, or they'll mass report you, and then they'll knock you off and put something about it in your Wikipedia entry.
Can we call people that support the groomers? I mean, I would argue that people like the Biden administration, AOC, Nancy Pelosi et al. Are supporting grooming of my children. So will I get kicked off of Twitter if I call them out for that? It's unbelievable, the social media overlords and what they do and do not allow us to say.
Libby, do you have a better phrase? Yeah. Do you have a better phrase, Libby, for this? I was on a radio show. I'm not even going to call the guy out because he's a friendly to most of us, I think. Nice enough guy, but he was asking me a couple weeks ago about the OK groomer thing. And he said, Dave, do you think it's over the top? And I said to him, I've never said it on my show, actually. People, there's an internet culture in what I do here. Okay, fine. I said, but do you have a better phrase for a group of people who want to talk to other people's children, 6-year-olds, about sex and gender and hide it from their parents? You have a better phrase for it. And without blinking, he goes, what about indoctrinator? And I thought, well, is that better than groomer? Is that worse than groomer? Like, that's the level of sort of stupidity that we're dealing with. Libby, you got a better word than groomer for these people?
I don't necessarily. Back in April, during the Trans Day of Visibility, when President Biden went on Twitter and said to American parents that it was their responsibility to affirm their kids, we called him the groomer in chief. And I do think that the fact that these activists are offended by the term groomer and aligning that term with themselves is such an insane self-own. Do they not realize that by saying that LGBTQ people, using the term groomer for activists in the LGBTQ movement, saying that that's offensive to them is actually kind of insane and shows that they must relate to it in some way. I don't see what you can call a 3rd grade teacher who tells her students to use all the pronouns and then hides it from parents, hides it from the administration, says that they're this very safe space for all of this. Indoctrinators, grooming indoctrinators, sex advocates for kids. I don't know. I think groomer is actually pretty apt. And this ban actually reminds me of
6-year-old.
It reminds me of when Megan Murphy was banned, I think in 2018, for saying, yeah, him. Yeah, him. Really, this is what we get banned for. It's so obvious that this is an agenda-driven, batch of lies that's being
right. And
on the American people.
Let's not forget. I mean, Jordan Peterson is now officially suspended from Twitter because he called Ellen Page Elliot Page. I got suspended for literally referencing the fact that Jordan Peterson was suspended. I'm still unclear who was the actress that was in X-Men. Was that an actor named Elliot Page or a woman named Ellen Page? Doesn't matter. But